In the last episode, we headed way offshore down the south coast of Portugal in some big seas and big winds, accompanied by another British boat, Contessa 32. In this episode, we step into the blue water and make our way to the Canary Isles. This is a big venture into the blue water for us, by far our biggest passage yet. It started off quite slow with not very much wind, a nice ease into the passage, and then finished with the famous trade winds. We got to test our downwind setup in some big 25 knot plus winds. I also just wanted to jump in and say a big thanks to everybody who watched the last episode. It was really well received from people all over the world. An exciting forum in the comments, chatting to people. It's the first time this wee channel has really had a YouTube algorithm boost, so that was very exciting. Long may it continue. But for now, from a spring evening in Montreal, Canada, we head to Roly Mali in the wide Atlantic off the coast of Africa. I've just realised how mucky my hands look in that footage. The bike chain came off on the way down here, so you'll have to excuse me. Off to sea once more. Good to stretch the sea legs again. We departed South Portugal, a little port called Sines, at about 1 o'clock this morning. Lifted the anchor and headed out into a really nice steady northwesterly wind, which we rode for about 85 miles. Well, the battery died, so that's starting well with the vlogs. Yes, so we rode that northwesterly wind for about 85 miles. Scooted down the southern corner of Portugal, and we're now well offshore, approaching Africa, which feels quite surreal. If we just hung a left here and went in this direction, that's the Med. Tempting, but also the lure and draw of a big wide ocean horizon. Lost the wind for now. That was forecast to drop off. So we're in a belt of about 5 knots of wind, which is not enough really to keep us moving. So we've got the engine going and we're making 5.5 knots. Hopefully by tomorrow morning the trade winds will have filled in on the other side of this no wind zone, which will be wicked. Get the pole out and scream down to Canaries, which is in about 500 miles from here. Definitely our biggest passage yet. Look at this playful little guy. Wow. Look at him. Woohoo! Oh, look at that blue. That's unreal. Woo! Absolutely amazing. Wow. These guys are quite small. I'm not sure on the species. Gonna have to look it up. Whoa. But yeah, smaller than a common dolphin. Almost big porpoise. Oh, they're so playful, just a gang of pals cutting about the deep Atlantic. Well, it's the middle of day 3 and we're past the halfway mark now, so that's good. We're in 4,000 meters of water, got about 25, 28 degrees of sun, but no wind. We've, I think we're on the other side of the wind hole, but we're in the Simpsons intro again. So we're pittering along, full sail, pole out on the Genoa, big preventer on the main, kind of just flogging about. So according to our weather reports from back home, we should have wind by about 6, maybe 10 knots of breeze. We'll see.
Celebrating the no winds, or making the most of the no winds. And the water is so blue. I've never seen a blue like that before. One day I will paint my house that blue. It's gonna be so cool. Okay, I'm going for it and then I need to catch a line.
Enjoy!
Wow, that's very strong! Yeah, that's super nice!
Oh wow, so warm!
Yeah! Behind the camera.
The slightest whisper of the trade winds has filled in. We're lucky to have about 5 knots of steady breeze from the northeast, pushing us down the African coast. There's only a really long period Atlantic swell, no wind waves. So in like 5-6 knots of wind, we're managing to make nearly 4 knots of boat speed, which is ridiculous. That's crazy. Mally trucking on into the sunset. Well, south. Sunset's off to the west, thankfully. We've made some proper mileage again. I think we'll be knocking on 100 miles today after 4 or 5 hours of basically not moving, maybe 1.5 knots or something. So we're doing well again. First day we did 124 miles, so it'll be interesting to see when we beat that. I would say tomorrow or Friday, looking at the wind. Coming into the evening, it will be time for some dinner, listen to a podcast, get the watches going. Don't know who's first tonight, see who's feeling tired. That's pretty much it. The boat is absolutely sailing herself. She's got her bow down, pointing straight south. And we've managed to lay a really nice course straight for the Canaries without deviating at all yet. So that's really satisfying. And then just over here, Africa, somewhere beyond the horizon, about 150 miles away. Oh, he's so confused. Oh, you beauty. Come on then. Wow. Oh, look at you. Such a pretty bird.
So tight. Isn't your wings okay?
Yeah, I think she's just a bit confused. Come on. Yeah, she's good to go.
Oh. Oh. Her wee hurt. Oh. She looked tired, huh?
Yeah. Just trying. Just rest here. Yay!
Wow.
Ah, yes! Well, that was a very, very special encounter with what I think was a Leach's storm petrel. Yeah, special wee bird, wandering the high seas of the Atlantic, sniffing out phytoplankton and zooplankton with its little tube nose, dancing on the surface of the water. You see them quite often just flitting over the surface of the sea. It was quite cute with its tiny webbed feet and the little hook in its beak. It was managing to claw its way up around my hand and elbow and stuff. Must have just bumped into the sail or solar panel or something, unharmed, and flew off on his merry way. Sunrise at 33 degrees north. For a slow 12 hours of sailing, but we're still trucking on. Mally's managing about 3 knots. As you can see, there's almost no wind. Certainly very, very calm out here with a very gentle swell. Screaming along on a reach. Talk about trade winds. What a day offshore. Nearly 150 miles to go. Yoo-hoo! Crazy sunset vibes. Well, we've just had a forecast through for the evening and looks like the wind's going to stick with us. Awesome. So we can bank on good speeds on our last approach towards the Canary Isles.
Try to hide it as well as possible for the wind. Morning of the last day, I think we have 80 miles to go for landfall, no, 76, like 100 miles to go to Lanzarote, into Arrecife or La Graciosa. We haven't decided yet. Yeah, we have like 23 knots true wind from the back. Wing on wing. So yeah, we're flying. We're doing like 6-7 knots. So it's pretty crazy. The sea state is okay. It's quite rolly. Now it's starting to get organized a bit better. Before we had the swell coming from starboard and then the wind wave coming from aft quarter. So then it was kind of confused. Now it's kind of starting to be organized, so we can kind of ride it a bit more. So that's kind of nice. It's weird even to think like by like at some point during the night we're gonna be in the Canaries, like less than 24 hours at this speed. So super exciting, going to explore some volcanic rocks. Yeah, looking forward to it. So we'll meet you on top of a volcano.
Solène's making toast on the last big morning at sea, and it's rolling out there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thanks. Wow. A plate of eggs to start the day. Fantastic. Cool getting to know the boat in this new format, as it were, of passage making. We haven't ever really run downwind like this for so long, so it's impressive watching the miles just tear through. Making our way down steep, tumbling offshore swell with a decent wind behind us that's supposed to remain consistent, and we've even got a couple of masts on the horizon chasing Mali to the anchorage. That's quite fun watching them get closer. I mean, a 14-metre catamaran, what are you going to do? Started seeing sheer waters again, so we're getting close to land. I think we're within 60 miles now. Somewhere on that horizon there'll be a volcano. The wind has started to veer properly to the north now, so we're just off with the sail, the main especially, starting to flog when we go down the waves. So we'll do a jibe, correct course by maybe 2 degrees or something, and see how we get on. Lo and behold, we've made landfall in the Canary Isles, just north of Lanzarote.
Yeehaw!
Yoo-hoo!
Ah! I got spray. I got spray.
We're still going like the clappers, doing 7-8 knots down waves. We've gone so fast today and yesterday that we've advanced on our arrival time and ended up arriving in the middle of the night, but all the best laid plans and all that. Anyway, here we are in the wonderful Canary Isles after travelling all the way down from here. Look at that track. Yeah, we are super stoked. We might not sound it, we're a bit sleepy, but we are absolutely pumped. And it's kind of cool. Solène was just saying to arrive in the middle of the night, because when we wake up there's a whole new place to discover. We've no idea what it looks like. So one last little bit of pilotage, getting into this channel, get the anchor down and have some well-earned sleep. We have well and truly landed in the Canary Isles, anchored at the base of a volcano. Not active, it's collapsed and is kind of making its way into the sea, but mighty impressive to have sailed basically into the desert. There's not really any green vegetation, it's all sort of succulents and shrubs. What a change. We are a little overwhelmed to be here, to be honest. It's a bit hard to believe we've made it. Good old Mally looking after us. She's sat in the anchorage just down there. We were just chatting. I think we are the smallest boat, in the anchorage. So far, I'm sure we'll meet smaller boats, because we're quite a big small boat. Anyway, we're going to go and watch the sunset at the top of a volcano.